Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Kempton Park here on Wednesday. It is the 13th of December, 2023. Gonna look at the sixth race, 7:30 from Kempton. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the sixth to 7:30 from Kempton, which is the Wildflower Stakes. It's a listed stakes for Class 1 horses going for a $60,000 purse. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses going 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the all-weather poly track. My top selection here, I'm going to go with this 2-horse here, Gold Spur. I'm going to go 274 in the TriCast trifecta. 274 TriCast trifecta. Top selection 2-horse Gold Spur. The other Godolphin here, this 4-year-old gelding by DeBowie. Godolphin known, Charlie Appleby trained, James Doyle gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came in the Group 3 Classic Trial at Sandown, a mile and a quarter on the 22nd of April. It's only of 2022, let's be exact, not this year, last year. So he's coming off a year and a half break, and he finished third by a length behind Westover, who had a great season last year. This horse, he just kind of hit the wall, yielded late in the race. I don't know if he liked the fast going. Something must have want to miss because you can see the horse since then. Coming here to nearly his 5-year-old debut now. We're only 3 weeks away from the beginning of the year. Coming here towards the end of the 4-year-old, beginning of the 5-year-old campaign. A better spot for him to get the trip in. I expect him to really run a good race and win. He has hidden form that could win here. Two back in the fall of 2021, which seems like an eternity ago, at Saint Cloud, a mile and a quarter in the Group 1 Pre-Criterium to Saint Cloud. He finished third by 2 1/4 lengths that day, and he just kind of stalked all the way around the race course. That was very demanding ground. I just don't think he got a handle of it. And then the Group 3 Zetland Stakes in the fall of 2021 at Newmarket over the mile and a quarter. He won by a head. He was all out. He quickened up nicely. That wasn't a bad run at all with the victory there. And then on debut in mid-September at Sandown, a mile in a Class 4 novice race, winning by 6.5 lengths, drawn wide. Was wide throughout, but he got the job done going away. There are some questions here coming off the year and a half bench, but I think he could get the trip to win. I'm going to use him here. I think he's a more interesting play than Rebels Romance, who will get very bet into the ground, who can win also. I also think your second likeliest winner is a 7-horse Salt Bay for Hector Crouch and Ralph Beckett. Most recently at Newbury at the end of September over the mile 5/8 in a Class 2 handicap. He finished second by a length that day. He had a high weight. I thought he wanted more of a trip, but he didn't run bad that day. Prior to that, in a listed race at Hamilton, a mile 3/8 in mid-July, he finished fourth by 4 1/4 lengths that day. On the soft ground, his wheels are spinning, never getting into it. And then in a listed race at Newmarket, Derby on Guineas weekend, he finished 7 by 9 lengths, and again, he just never was really comfortable that day. He hasn't won since the debut race at Haydock in the fall of 2022, where he won quite nicely. But he's run these decent races as of recently. I thought the recent race at Newbury wasn't bad at all. Coming here today, he could definitely win. And don't throw out the 4-horse Rebels Romance. He most recently in the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic at Aqueduct, a mile and a half on the outer turf course. That was a boggy turf course, as close as a bog that you can get here in America. The week prior, we had like 10 inches of rain in like 5 hours, which is incredible. And that particular day, it was pouring all night into the day. That turf course was very heavy. And, the pace setter really took off clear. Warlike Goddess caught him that day. But this horse, he was closing into it that day. But, he's just way too out of it. I also don't think he likes the soft ground. Prior to that, he clipped heels going in the final turn in the Bowling Green at Saratoga. What can you do? He just was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. And then in the Shahima Classic, he just wasn't catching Equinox. But, he won last year's Breeders' Cup Turf quite nicely. Won in Germany a couple times last season quite nicely. I think he has a lot of ability that could definitely win here. It's 3-2. We'll use him in the quad or play spot to end it off. And, they're probably going to use this race, both Godolphin horses, as a stepping stone to some of the races in the UAE coming up in the incoming weeks. So watch out for this one. It's going to be a good winter in the UAE. But to recount my selections for the 6 from Kempton, the 7:30, it is the Wildflower Stakes. Going to take the 2-horse Gold Spur. Give kudos to the 7-horse Salt Bay and the 4-horse Rebels Romance. 274 TriCast Trifecta. Use all 3 of them in the multi-race. It's going to be a very exciting feature. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.